She's so pretty. I wasn't going to say it.
What?
Great morning. Like I'm a co-host today, so I wasn't going to come on doing that. Wasn't going to take that.
Great morning. You guys come on in. Come on in.
I could come in and be like, we're so happy to see you today. For you to look at me like, ma'am, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Oh wow. Let me share this out. Y'all come in and share. Come in and share.
Thank you, boo.
Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Miss Eveline. Good morning, Jason. So you want to be talking about I didn't speak to you. You didn't speak to me. I tell you. Y'all share. Please share this out. Share this out. We are back again for our morning shenanigans. And Dr. V, he was trying to cut into my time because, you know, I got to teach class this morning online. So I'm like, ma'am, I'm going to need you to come on. I need all my minutes. I need all my airtime. Good morning, Jackie, all the way from North Carolina. Hey, Lisa. Hello. Good morning. Do you know how to? I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, but I'm going to say Michael. Because I will 100% butcher it, but it's a beautiful name. But good morning, Michael. Share this broadcast out. Share.
Oh, y'all. Pray my strength this morning. Go ahead, share. While y'all are sharing, I'm going to share. This morning, we're going to deal with the heart.
Hey, Tim, sharing from the car. Good morning, Laveda. Good morning. I'm not pressing anything to show any comments because my finger may press that end button. Then everyone will get
it. You need to stop.
What happened? That's all we get this morning. It's a good morning. No, I'm not doing that. Are y'all ready for the devotion today? Another good one.
Right. Okay. So I apologize for getting the devotion out a little late this morning. I want to go ahead and we're going to get into it so that you guys will have the opportunity to hear April and what she's got to say this morning before she has to go. Life is fleeting. That's what I'm going to say. Life is fleeting. You don't know what it's going to bring you. And so it is so important for us to make the most of our life and our loved ones. I'm going to have April read the text for this morning. We're coming from Mark chapter 7, verses 14 through 23. Oh, we didn't do our live. Listen, y'all, this one you know I'm off.
Oh, yeah. We got to do our shit.
When I don't start with the live shot, you know I'm off. So I'm going to tell y'all already I'm off. Okay? But God is going to get me back on track. So y'all, listen, if you don't have some alive, you need to get some alive in your life. This will help with mood.
One day I want to get
energy, clarity, focus, helps and supports thyroid functioning, supports blood sugar levels, metabolism, weight management, blood pressure. The ingredients do all of those things. And so a libido and so much more. So listen, y'all know what we do in the morning. Get you a little one too, girl.
Okay.
So, y'all ready? Shot, 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 shot. Everybody shake, shake, shake. Hey, shake the devil off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. I I needed that this morning. I needed to shake the devil off.
You want to shake him off again?
Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off.
Shake him off. No power today.
Y'all know what we do. We shake it up, pour it up, and drink it up.
You know what? When it looks like this,
I love it when it.
That
That would it be.
It looks like, oh, that's a little
See, listen. Okay, y'all see, this is the thing with natural ingredients. Like, it may look a little different sometimes, but when it look like that right there,
when it's the dog, man.
When it's the chocolate,
I'm
you
gonna
be
eat
like,
that. Nah, I'll give you some of my bottle, but you can't have this.
Here's to what's in your heart, getting what's in your heart right. Cheers. Oh, that was good though. Oh, that was good.
Every drop.
April.
Every drop. Well, I'm trying to be good. I'm not getting ready to, but I will go off camera and lick it.
That's the difference between me and you. I'm gonna lick it on camera. You gonna lick it off camera. Y'all, this is my life, right? Other people do stuff off camera that I'll do on camera. Then people be looking at me crazy because I do it on camera. But when they off camera, they tongues is in the glass. They got the bottle turned up like that. Tapping it. Come on. Jason said, shake the devil. Drink it up. Hey, sis, how are you? All right, you guys. So it's day 15 of our fast, and today is purge. But I'm going to tell you, God's timing on these devotions is absolutely impeccable. So the question is, what is coming out of your heart? What's coming out? Because out of the abundance of the heart,
the mouth speaks.
Here, okay, read.
Every time.
Read Mark chapter 7.
Mark chapter 7, verses 14 to 23 in the New Living Translation. Then Jesus called to the crowd to come and hear. All of you listen, he said, and try to understand. It's not what goes into your body that defiles you. You are defiled by what comes from your heart. Then Jesus went into a house to get away from the crowd, and his disciples asked him what he meant by the parable he had just used. Don't you understand either? He asked. Can't you see that the food you put into your body cannot defile you? Food doesn't go into your heart, but only passes through the stomach, then goes into the sewer. By saying this, he declared that every kind of food is acceptable in God's eyes. And then he added, it is what comes from inside that defiles you. From within, out of a person's heart come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All these vile things come from within. They are what defile you.
Amen.
That's good. That's good.
Now, I want y'all to remember I wrote this in 2020, okay? It is easy, especially when you talk about fasting, to focus on the physical part of the process. We can get locked into an emphasis on what we are or are not eating. Now, don't get me wrong. When God has given you a mandate to sacrifice some food or foods, then you are responsible for following his mandate for you and being obedient. However, to focus on the food you put into your body without looking at your heart is deceitful. If all you're focusing on is what you're not eating and you're not looking at your heart, you're fooling yourself. It can fool you into believing that you have conquered and overcome because of what you have sacrificed physically without dealing with the issues of your heart. Purge your heart with the same intensity that you purge your body. The same way our body needs a detox, so does our heart. And when I say heart, I want you to hear mind, okay? When we fail to purge or detox our heart, mind, we discovered that the thing or things that we thought we had gotten rid of, gotten over, moved beyond, etc., seem to always find their way back into our lives. You see, you simply moved it and thought it was gone. The reality is, whatever we meditate on, think about over and over, or focus on, will come to fruition in our lives.
God Almighty.
I felt that one right there. We may not want to admit it, but all discipline begins in the heart,
yes.
mind. Now, you may be saying, Dr. V, why do you keep putting mind everywhere you have heart? Well, let me tell you why. In the word, when it refers to your heart, it is not referred to the beating organ that pumps blood. No, instead it is referring to your mind, which is truly where everything flows from in our lives. It is our thoughts that produce words, which produce actions, which produce outcomes. It all starts in our minds. This fact is why Jesus is more concerned about what is in your heart than what you put in your stomach. What you eat physically will be purged from your body naturally. However, what is in your mind requires more effort to remove. Our thoughts are so powerful that they create our reality. They also reveal our true thoughts, intent, motives, desires, etc. The beautiful part of all of that is that if you change your thoughts, then you can change your life. Amen. I need somebody to hear this. If you change your thoughts, you can change your life. If your thoughts remain the same, your life remains the same.
Yes. Yes.
Today, let's start by purging our minds of thoughts that do not serve our future or our destiny. Let's purge fear, jealousy, anger, hatred, resentment, ill will, hostility, bitterness, unforgiveness, and anything else that is negative and working against who we were created to be and what we desire to create. It's time for a mind purge. Get rid of your stinking thinking and replace it with the promises of God, and watch your reality change with your thoughts, words, actions, and outcomes. It's time to purge. Let it go.
Woo!
Listen, yesterday, I'm doing the prophetic boot camp. And my prophetic boot camp is different. It's different. It hits different. It moves different. It's different, right? And we've started this boot camp with a focus and an emphasis on the prophets themselves, right? Get you. With the focus and emphasis on the prophets themselves, right? It means that they've got to deal with themselves. They got to deal with, we got to deal with us. See, too often people want to tell you how to prophesy, what the order is about the major and the minor prophets, but they don't deal with the character of the prophet. The prophet doesn't understand themselves, and therefore they just do things and don't know why they do them. So my whole thing in everything I do is know thyself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In everything I do is know thyself. Why? If you know you and you know why you feel the way you do, why you do what you do, why you think the way you do, you then can change it. So I'm just going to talk about me. Okay. Y'all know I like to talk about me. Okay. So I'm just talking about me right now. So I realized some things about me. About who?
You.
Who am I talking about?
You.
Who am I talking about? Y'all tell me who I'm talking about. Because I want to make sure it's clear who I'm talking about. Who am I talking about?
I'm talking about you.
Okay. I've learned some things about me that help me understand me so that I can be a better me in all of the relationships that I'm in. Okay? Me. If you will focus on you and understand you, I promise you, you'll be able to change things in your life like this. Why? Because now you understand. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that happens for. But when I understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I'm like, wow, this makes sense.
Yes.
I'm going to drop something today because y'all listen, I need y'all to hear me clearly. I'm sick of the people of God being stuck and trapped in patterns that are not of God because we do not understand what's going on with us. We don't understand where it's coming from, and we don't understand why we're doing it. I started in September of last year. April and several others were in my first No More Sabotage class. And when God gave me that, when he brought me to the tools, he said, this is the key.
Yes. And it was.
This is the key. This is the key to helping my people get on the other side of them so that they can really appropriate my promises and believe them for their lives. This is the key, because we keep sabotaging ourselves.
Yes.
This is the key. So I'm going to drive. April, I'm gonna let you talk about it. But let me tell y'all something. Every time God takes me to an assessment, there's a reason that he takes me there, because it's another part of who we are and how we show up that he's trying to work on, that he's trying to deal with, and he wants us to understand us and then take it back further, not just to know it. So, April, I want you to talk a little bit about last night in the prophetic boot camp and the stuff that we talked about, including the love languages and the apology language and our anger and stuff. Can you address that?
We took 3 assessments last night. One was the 5 love languages. We took one on apology, and then we took one on anger. And some people always equate the 5 love languages to romantic relationships. But we tied that thing into the prophetic and how prophets are and the root of it, and how our saboteurs and our love languages and our prophetic ability and nature and the giftings, how it's all tied together. So then it makes sense for how some of us are in our gifts and how we are in relationships. And then the apology and the anger ones were new. So when the apology one, the focus of it was how we want people when they've wronged us, what we require, what we want them to do that will make it all right with us. And our results from the assessment and the description, what I know for me was spot on. Was spot on, because mine was make restitution. So you need to make it right. You need to do the extra, go above and beyond to make it right. So all of this stuff coming together, then the anger. So it measured our anger, not the anger of other people, our anger and how we handle. So when we think about purging and what we think about, the stuff that sets us off, the stuff that gets us on the red side as opposed to staying on the green, calm side, those are the things that are in our heart that we need to deal with. But it's all tied together, and it goes back to our childhood. And it goes back to what we went through, what we faced, what we dealt with. See, people want to think, oh, it's just a spirit. Yes, it's generational, though. It's something that you dealt with. And you were talking about what's in our mind, and we haven't fully dealt with it because it comes up. And my trauma that I dealt with as a child, I thought I literally had dealt with it until I was triggered. And when I was triggered and my responses to the triggers let me know, oh, you haven't dealt with this at all. You haven't come to it. And it wasn't until, y'all, I'm telling you, if you have not taken her No More Sabotage courses, you need to, because that very first one, there's 2 parts to it. The very first one let me know who I was and why I behaved the way that I did. My thought pattern, the things that I spoke out of my mouth, my actions, it all tied it together. That chart, the chart that we did, oh my goodness, it made April make sense. So then I knew what it was, so I could work through that. So we worked through that in the first one. And then the second one, it was really No More Sabotage 2, talked about really killing it, really killing those saboteurs, recognizing when they come up and like, no, not today. This is getting ready to go down. So we have to work through that. But y'all, last night was not, it wasn't like any other thing that I've ever been in.
I'll tell you, I'm different. And my classes are different. Jackie said No More Sabotage is a chain breaker. And it is. Why? Because it goes, angel number 199. It goes to the root, to the core of, it's not just what you are or how you are, it's why are you like that? As human beings, and I think we're all human beings, as human beings, we are often wired toward what's comfortable, what's familiar and what's known, and anything else threatens that. No more sabotage is going to threaten that. Everything that I do is going to threaten that. It's going to be a threat to your place of comfort because I came to shake Ish up. I came to shake up those things that have been settled and rooted. Why? Because it's only when it's shaken up that it can be removed. So when we were talking, I'm going to let April go ahead and read angel number 1919.
Was it 1919?
I mean 199.
Oh,
I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If you have been hearing the calling to pursue a spiritually based practice, career, and or profession, or heart-based service.
What based?
Heart-based service.
What are we talking about today?
We talk about the heart.
Okay, go ahead.
Angel number 199 may suggest that now is the most auspicious time to pursue your passion and begin. Angel number 199 is a message from your angels to step up to your soul purpose and maintain positive thoughts, ideas, and ideals about your next steps. Listen to the guidance of your angels as they intuitively prompt you along your path and destiny. Angel number 199 may be suggesting that aspects of your life are coming to a close. Or important phase or cycle is coming to an end. Trust that this is happening for very karmic reasons, which will become evident in the very near future. This is preparing you to begin a wonderful new life and lifestyle that will see all fall into place for you in the most positive ways. These endings are clearing the way for you to fully pursue your divine life purpose and soul mission as your soul's destiny dictates. Trust that all the information, guidance, and assistance you will need upon your path will be supplied by the angels. Angel 199 is a message to ignite your soul and motivate you towards and along your divine life purpose and soul mission. It is a sign for light workers to get to work and shine their lights to illuminate the way for others.
Now listen, let me say this. So yesterday, I got on one of the Facebook posts that I was a star. Like, what are you supposed to be? Mm-hmm. A star, right? And in that, I talked about, with double meaning, right? Yes, I'm supposed to be a star, as in I'm supposed to be known, but I'm supposed to be known so that my light can shine and I can guide and direct and point people to. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. Right, Jackie? And you anyway, okay, that's another conversation. We'll talk. You're not going to be able to hold on to that old stuff. You're not going to be able to hold on to the stuff that you have kept in your heart. When I say heart, I want you to hear mind, right? You're not going to be able to do it and get to where God is taking you. When I share stuff with you all about me, it's because God is pulling stuff up out of my heart. Breaking stuff up that's been there for decades. That is a result of the trauma that I've experienced, result of the things that I've experienced. So when I share that stuff, I'm sharing it to show you that God is going to shake you up. The only way you can shake the devil off is by knowing that the devil is present. Mm-hmm. If you don't know that something is present, you can't deal with it. 2212. That's our address.
That is.
This is when things come home. This is when things hit home. I need y'all to hear what I'm telling you. Y'all can stay in the places that you are, but you will lose the opportunity to go to the places that God desires to take you, because you can't go there with your old thoughts, your old ways. You can't get there. God won't allow it, because you will fuck it up, in the words of Larry Reed Live. You'll mess it up. And you'll mess people up along the way. This is why you have to master you. You ain't got to master me, and I ain't got to master you. But I got to master me, and you've got to master you. Read.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
You sure?
I'm positive, girl.
Oh my God. Angel number 2212 encourages you to take action in balanced, thoughtful, and positive ways. Put thought into your goals and aspirations and look to new opportunities and or directions that will lead you towards new and exciting situations and circumstances. Trust that your angels are by your side throughout these changes and transitions and are guiding your every step. Remain calm, balanced, and happy, and you will find that all will work out for your highest good.
Not just for your good, but for your
good.
highest good. Come on, read.
Angel number 2212 also encourages you to nurture, love, cherish, and care for yourself. Recognize that you are a wonderfully powerful spiritual being with an important life purpose to fulfill. And you need to be functioning at your highest and best. Right now is the time for you to visualize and create your future. So make it as bright, healthy, loving, and joyful as you can for yourself. When you move forward into your future, respecting, appreciating, and using your natural treasures within, only good lies ahead of you.
Listen, I'm going to be doing my No More Sabotage class this weekend. And really, I'm sorry it's last. I'm not apologizing for it being the last minute. I'm just gonna tell y'all it's the last minute because I did it because somebody reached out to me and they said, when are you doing this again? Because I need it. Okay. So I'm doing it. Okay. It's gonna be Friday and Saturday. Friday, it's going to be 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 Central Standard Time. And on Saturday, I gotta figure out the time. I gotta figure out the time Saturday. It'll probably be like right after service. Our service starts at 9:30 Eastern, ends about 10:30 Eastern. So I'll probably do 11 to 1 on Saturday. Now, if those times don't work for you, then what you may want to do is sign up and then just get the replay. Or I'll schedule some other dates. But right now, I know I've got to get this done. And I got to get this done because there is an urgency. And I don't know if y'all sense it or not, but there is an urgency in us dealing with us. There's an urgency because God is trying to do some things and he cannot do it with the old you. He cannot do it with the old me. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've changed. I've not totally changed. There's still some, like at the core of my being, I'm who I am, but I've changed and I've been working diligently to change. I've been working diligently to deal with me, to address me, to navigate me. And this isn't about anybody else. This is simply about me dealing with me because I know that there's some place God is trying to take me and I've got to get me in order for God to take me there, to know that he can trust me there. Like the me that I am today is not the me that I was 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. I'm not. And I don't apologize for that because God has been working on me, peeling back the layers and dealing with me. You see, I'm not deceived and I don't think that I'm perfect. I know I've got stuff and I know that I have issues and I know that there's been trauma in my life, but knowing it is not an excuse for staying in it. It's not an excuse for not dealing with it. It's not an excuse. So I am responsible for what I do with me. And so I'm big on giving people the tools that they need to deal with them. Because my heart's desire is that we would all come into a knowing and understanding of ourselves that we might become who God desires us to be. The time of excuses is gone. Yes, you went through a terrible childhood. Yes, you were abused. Yes, you were molested. You were raped. You were mistreated. People talked about you. They lied on you. Yes, your mother or your father wasn't present. No, they weren't there when you needed them. So the F what? That is past.
Mhm.
We're talking about present and future. Acknowledge that. Deal with the emotions that came from that. Deal with the patterns of behavior that developed in that. And then go to freaking work on you, for you.
Mhm.
Yesterday when we did the apologies, first of all, April told you the apologies and the anger were two new assessments. I've never done them before.
Mhm.
The other assessments that they've done in this class, they've done before, right? They're familiar with them. These two were new. And I was going, now check this out. Normally, I have a place where I can just pull the links for different assessments that is already there, but I had to go get the link for the 5 love languages quiz, right? So I went to get that link and I found the apologies one and the anger one. I said, oh, that's interesting. So I took it. You want to say anything to the people before you leave?
Y'all have a wonderful day. Take the No More Sabotage courses. It will do you some good. Really. Changed my life. I wouldn't be where I am had I not taken it. And on that note,
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to teach class. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, love. I ain't gonna say nothing. I didn't say nothing. Here, put this chair over there, girl. I ain't saying nothing. She ain't finna be talking about, I can't remember you. I can't remember you. Call me out like that. So this is what I'm telling you. And I want you all to me. Yesterday, I ran across those. Now, you know, nothing is accidental or coincidental. I ran across them and I did the apologies one. And when I took it, baby, it made me make sense. It made me make sense to me. If I wanted to tell everybody, this what, that explains it. That explains it, right? So once I understood what I needed from an apology, then the next thing is, why do you need that? So in class, we were talking about the why behind the things of our life. Listen, there's always a why. There's always a why. And the truth of the matter is, sometimes the why is present, but we don't dig deep enough to get to it because it's scary and it's uncomfortable. So look, what God is doing in our lives is equipping us to grow and to develop, to grow and become more like Him. The word of God is a powerful tool, right? The word of God creates change. The truth of the matter is, though, the word of God can't do all that it's been designed to do when we have these negative things that are running underneath, so that even though we're reciting the word isn't penetrating the way that it needs to create the level of change that we need. Doesn't mean the word doesn't work. It means that there's some work that you have to do to maximize the power of the word. Practical things. The truth is, you control what's in your heart. I control what's in my heart. Because we have choices. We can purge it. We can purge it. I told them last night, there's some things that I was talking about. Something happened when I was growing up, and my my daddy who raised me, it was prom time and I was getting ready for the prom, and my date was coming in from Texas. He was riding the bus coming in to take me to the prom, and we needed a car for the prom. And so I asked my daddy, if he thought Big Daddy would let us use his car. And he said, well, ask him. And I asked him and he said yes. So we're getting close to time for the prom. And my date had made it in town. And I said, Daddy, what do we need to do to get the car? And he said, what we? So me being me, because I've always been a person, I take responsibility for me. Like if there's something that I can do, then I'm gonna do it, right? And for me, what that meant was that it wasn't his job to figure it out. It was my job to figure it out. And so that's what I did. I figured it out and I talked to my grandfather and Big Daddy, as we called him. And I told my date, well, Big Daddy said, just you come out there and you can get the car. And that's what he did. And so apparently my daddy went out there after he had gone and gotten the car and said, well, what kind of lie you done told now? Well, one thing about me is I try to be honest. Sometimes people say I'm honest to a fault, but I try to be honest. And the fact that I didn't tell a lie, but my daddy said, what kind of lie did you tell now? Went through me. Like it went through me. And there was an anger that rose in me that like it was, I don't think I had ever been that angry. And especially not as it came to my daddy. Okay. Because so my daddy left, and at this time, my prom came at the end of May. And in April, I buried my grandmother, who was raising me. And in May, I buried my brother, my 14-year-old brother who had drowned. So I already was just dealing with a lot. And I remember Daddy left. I mean, he talked to me so hard. And to most people, it wouldn't have been bad, right? It wouldn't have been bad. Like, it wasn't like he just cussed me out or anything like that. It wasn't that. But he talked to me so hard and called me a liar. And like, it just went through me. And I remember he left. And I went in the house and I was talking to my aunt. I don't even know if I was talking to my aunt. I just was talking. And you know what you do when your parents upset you and they say stuff to you. And I'm like, I hate him. I can't stand him. I can't believe he did that ish. And I was just cussing. I didn't cuss like that. And I remember hitting the refrigerator. Like I was so angry. I was so angry. And I remember years later writing my daddy a letter about how I felt. At this time, he had gotten married again, and him and my mom were never married, but he had gotten married again, and my stepmother was like 5 years older than me. And my stepsisters were living with Daddy, and Daddy was doing all these things with him that he never did with me. Like they were getting a side of my daddy that I never got, but they got the saved side of my daddy. They got the side of my daddy after, he met Jesus, after, he came into a better understanding of himself, after he had grown up and matured. So I understand my sister, right? I understand my sister Marquita because I get a different version of daddy than she got. She got a version that still was dealing with all the trauma and PTSD and going through his, hoeing stage and all of that. But I got the version of him that was more settled. I got the version of him that had grown through some things. I got a different version of him, right? So I wrote my daddy a letter, and in the letter, I was telling him the things that had happened in my life that really affected me, right? One of the things was that he had never said, I love you. Like, my daddy did not tell me I love you until I was in my 20s. That was the first time my daddy ever said, I love you, right? Up until then, anytime I said, I love you, he said, mm-hmm. That's all he knew, though. Listen, see, we put so much on our parents, but they give us what they have. Like, if they don't have anything else at the time, they can't give us anything else. And we can wish that they could, but they can't. So I write him this letter, and I talk about all these different things, and I talk about that particular incident. He didn't remember it at all. But for me, it was such a vivid memory. It was one of those memories that didn't leave me, that to this day, when I talk about it, I literally hear word for word what was said. Okay? So he said, "Oh, I didn't realize I said that. I'm sorry." Now, let me tell you, I'm going back to my apology language. In there was no accountability. There was no, "I did it." Yeah, I heard, "I'm sorry." I heard, "I didn't realize I did that," or "I don't remember that." I heard that. But I didn't hear, "I did," because who's gonna make up that much detail? Who's who's gonna make up that much detail, right? So that "I did it" piece is big for me. That's big for me. It's big for me. And it makes sense why there would be situations where I would have this underlying anger. It was internal. It wasn't external. It was internal. And it would keep brewing until I imploded, me, on the inside. There was an explosion inside of me. Like I turned into myself. And there was an explosion inside of myself because I did not let it out. Okay? Not an explosion. An explosion goes like boom. An implosion goes like boom. But the collapse is internal. It's an internal collapse. So that for me was a major epiphany. And last night when we were doing the class, because I always believe in tracing it back. Y'all hear what I said? I always believe in tracing it back. Where did it come from? Our problem is we'll find a thing and identify it, but we won't trace it back. So what we do is put a Band-Aid on what we need to dig up from the root. Your Band-Aids ain't working no more. This ain't a Band-Aid season. This is the season for us to go to the root of a thing and pull it up. And what I need you all to understand is you not being willing to do that is going to delay you from your destiny. God ain't going to let you get there. Ain't going to let you get there because you're not ready for it. You're not going to be able to handle it. And that anger that is inside of you that you like keep building on is eventually going to come out. And it's going to destroy you and everything around you. I had to learn to deal with me because I know what my anger do. I know what my mouth do. I know what happens for me. And I know what can happen to those around me. So rather than allow that to happen, I try to deal with stuff at the root. And it's problematic because everybody don't want to deal with the root. We're so surface. Society has taught us to be surface. Our families have taught us to be surface because we don't deal with the stuff that's really going on. We only deal with the surface. We put all these Band-Aids on, all these fake smiles on, and never really deal with anything. And can't keep going like that. It's not going to work and it will not last. You will implode or explode or implode and then explode, and both. And you're going to destroy yourself and everything and everyone around you. It's why you need to know your saboteurs. If you don't know what your saboteurs are or what your positive intelligence or PQ is, on my page, on my Veronica Wiggins Johnson page and Veronica Dr. V Johnson page, I have posted the Saboteur's assessment, the PQ, and my Calendly for you to set up a free 30-minute session to talk about your results. You don't have to do the free session. I'm giving you the tools for you to be able to see what's going on with you. I gave you my Calendly because it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming when you see it. It can be a lot, and you can start to feel bad about yourself. And I don't want anybody to just feel bad about themselves. I want you to know that you can work through that. I don't care what your numbers look like, you can work through it. I don't care how bad it is, you can work through it. You can work through it. You can work through it. It is workable. It is workable. It is fixable. We serve a God of possibility, not impossibility. And you're not an impossible case. There's no impossible case. The only impossible case is the one that chooses not to do anything with it. That's it. So I want you all to have access to that. That's why I'm going to drop the apology language one and the anger one as well. Y'all, listen, these are just tools that you can use to help you understand you. And maybe it doesn't help you understand you. And maybe you don't want to share it with anybody. You don't want anybody else to understand you. That's your prerogative. You can do that. We talked about this last night because we were talking about marriage, and the single people were like, well, listen, he going to have to take all these assessments. He going to have to take all these assessments before we can go anywhere because I need to know what I'm dealing with. And Mike was like, you going to run him away with all them assessments. Because many times men don't want to do assessments. They don't want to know. They feel like they know themselves and they don't need anybody else to tell them about themselves or anything else to tell them about themselves because they know themselves, right? But they're not always able to articulate themselves about themselves. So assessments give us a common ground to be able to look at each other and to see and start a conversation. See, the truth of the matter is relationships are work. Life is work. Growth is work. It's work. And you got to be willing to do the work. I'm grateful that God has dropped different things into my lap so that I can share them with people to help them do the work required so that his word can penetrate their hearts and the things that they have established in them that are lies and not from God can be replaced with God's truth. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, God's truth, about who you are. The lies produce these unhealthy coping mechanisms and these things that we do to protect ourselves. But the truth will set you free. So sometimes truth is painful, but the fact is that without the truth, we're still in bondage. And I refuse to be in bondage to myself, to my thoughts, to my fears, to my traumas. I refuse to be in bondage to it. So I'm willing to do the work, even when it hurts, even when it's uncomfortable, even when people may judge me for my truth. I was talking to my daughter today, and we were talking about people, and I said, I called somebody the other day. Y'all know I have a business, and we have some amazing products, and the business is amazing. So I called somebody, and I hadn't talked to them. I don't really talk to them like that. Like, they're not somebody that I call, right? And he said, "Oh, this is strange. You never call me. You must want something." Now, I could have been offended, but it was the truth. I said, I do. I do want something, right? Because that's why I'm calling you, because I want something. But it's not just for me. It's also for you. And so I told him what I wanted, right? So many people said, no, I just was calling to check on you. No, that's a lie. The truth is I am calling because I want something. And if I call y'all, I want something. I'm telling y'all now because I'm going to call some of y'all because I see some people that I need to call, okay? So when I call y'all, no, I want something. Yes, I'm calling for something. Very rarely do I just call somebody just for the sake of calling somebody. I want something. If it's nothing but I want to have the opportunity and the time to spend some time with you. But I want something. Like, it ain't like I just, I have no direction. I'm just calling people randomly. No, I don't do that. I don't random call people. If I'm calling you, there's a reason that I'm calling. Even if I don't always know the reason, God will prompt me to call somebody. There's a reason. Something going on in their life. They need a word, right? So I'm not random like that, but I'm going to be calling some of y'all. I'm just telling y'all now. So, I got a new number, 850. So if y'all see that 850 pop up, know that I'm calling you for something. Come on, somebody. People don't know what to do with truth. They don't know how to deal with truth. People are accustomed to lies. 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 They tell themselves lies, and then they tell other people those same lies because in their mind, those lies have now become the truth. And it's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Kareem talking about, and my man taking every assessment started with that personality test. Yes, sis. A new number and it starts with 850. So when you see it, know it's me. If you don't want to talk to me, don't answer. I'm going to text you. Okay? I'm just telling y'all. Talking about if you call me, take some calm first. Listen, y'all. I'm telling you. If you really want to get out of your way and take your life to the next dimension, right? If you really want that, there's some things that you need to know about you and some things that you need to understand about how to shift those things about you. And I'm not telling you what the things are that are going on with you and then not telling you how to shift it. Like, that's the foolery that happens in the church. I'm amazed that the church does not provide people with the how. You understand? So you tell people the what, but not the how. You tell them what they need to do, but not the how. I got a message the other day and I was asked a question. And one thing about me, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. Listen, the question was, how do you deal with that burning desire that has you wanting to do something that you know that you're not supposed to do? And my response was, I didn't pass that test. I don't know, because I can't answer that. I didn't pass that test. I didn't pass it. I passed it for a little while, but then I didn't pass it. So I'm not going to act like I have all the answers and I can tell you how to perfect the walking in celibacy, because that was not my portion. That was not my portion. I can tell you how I lasted for the time I lasted. And the truth of the matter was, there was not anybody there to tempt me. Now, that's the truth. So I could do it during that time. But when I got to a place, wait a minute. When I got to a place where there was some familiar, it was over. Now, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. See, we don't want to deal with the truth. When Jack Nielsen said that in, I think it was in Officer and a Gentleman, truth, you can't handle the truth. Most people can't handle the truth. And that's the truth. But I don't have anything else to give you. I don't have anything else to give you. And I want you to know, because, you know, as preachers, as prophets, a lot of times people will perceive our motives as something other than what they are. You know, like when you're preaching a message, I could be talking about something on the drive-by and somebody think I'm talking about them when I'm not talking about them. But if I am talking about them, I can say, yeah, I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Yeah, like this is the word that God gave me, and I thought about you because this word is so applicable to your life. See, we don't want truth. We don't want truth. We want people to tickle our ears and tell us lies. I don't even have time to lie. Listen, people used to say, why do you call everybody beautiful? Hey, beautiful, hey, beautiful, hey, beautiful. Everybody ain't beautiful, but they are beautiful. They're beautiful on the inside, whether that beauty looks like beauty to you on the outside or not. But if you got something on that don't look the best on you, and you ask me, I'm not gonna tell you, girl, yeah, that look good. I'm gonna be like, that's not what I would pick for you. You know, I know I've seen you in some other stuff that looks better on you than that. I ain't gonna say, girl, you look a hot mess in that. Or I might, I don't know. It just depends on our relationship. Right? Depending on our relationship. You know, but I might say, you gonna need to wear something else. And it's not personal or nasty or mean or anything like that. Y'all, we gotta do better. We just got to do better. And one of the ways that we can do better is by identifying our saboteurs. What are those self-sabotaging things that we do that sabotage us in our relationships, romantic, friendship, business, whatever? What are those things that we do that are sabotaging us? They're not for our higher good. They're not working in our favor, right? Of course, God will take everything and use it and turn it around for our good. But there are some things that no longer serve us that we have in our heart that we need to purge. Purge that. Purge that. Purge that. If you're in a relationship with me, I need that. I need that. That's romantic relationship, friendship, business. I need that. And I need to be able to give you that. I need that level of reciprocity. When I can't do that, then the relationship is not, that's not like, it's not real. It's surface. So I go surface. So then you don't have to worry about me talking to you about deep stuff or, you know, that I'm not going to do it. I don't do it. Because what? For what? I had to learn that you got to deal with people where they are and give them what they're ready for. If they show you they're not ready for it, stop trying to give it to them. Pull back on that. Keep it cute. Listen, this Friday and Saturday, I'll be doing the No More Sabotage class. I'll be posting it. I'm going to do a Black Friday special price. I'm going to do a Black Friday special price since it is Black Friday. And normally, I don't even know what it is normally. That's a shame, y'all. I don't be knowing these prices because I have so many classes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the special price that I have. Kareem, you learning how to keep it cute. Just keep it cute, keep it simple. Listen, no added stress, honey, because I don't have time to use all my calm up. I don't have time, right? Yeah, I'll drop the price, but it's going to be Friday and Saturday. If you're interested, if you want to gift it to someone, you can. And if you don't know how to give them the gift, absolutely. Not everyone want a deep relationship, even if that's what y'all should have. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got to free yourself from that, right? Because then it makes you feel inadequate or like something's wrong with you. And it's not about you. It's about where people are in their journey. And it doesn't mean they're bad. They're not bad people. It's where they are. It's what they see, what they can handle at that time. And you are. So I will drop that today so that you guys can register. If you have someone that you want to gift it to, you can purchase a gift, and I can let them know that they've been gifted this. Y'all know I know how to say it without offending people. But yeah. So listen, know this. Know that you control what's in your heart. That's our affirmation today. I control what's in my heart. I control what's in my heart. I control what's in my heart. Listen, I pray this word has blessed you. God told me the other day to tell people to sow a 111 seed, $111 seed. That seed, and because I was asked, what does that mean, right? What is 111? What is that seed for? Angel number 111 is new beginnings. And you'll notice that a lot of the things, I'm sorry, y'all, I done touched something. Allison, you're welcome. And I'm calling you. So I might have to message you to get your number. I saw you too, sis Tammy. I'll call you, girl. Um, One of the things that God has been talking about a lot is new beginnings. But God doesn't just do new beginnings without closing out other chapters. Like that's just not how he does. Like God is going to close something out and start something new, right? You don't get a new beginning if you don't close something out. So know that it means that there's going to be closure to things, right? You got to have closure to things. It's a part of the process. Um, Listen, I want y'all to hear my heart. If I have hurt you in any way by something that I've said, um, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And I'm saying this because this is kind of the blanket one, right? Um, I apologize. Please accept my apology. It is never my intention. Well, let me not say that. It is usually not my intention to hurt people with what I say when I do my live. And I say usually because I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I might have that intention, right? But most of the time I don't. Um, I want to build us up. And sometimes in my desire to build us up, I may say something that hurts someone. The good thing about me is, though, if I mean to hurt you, I'm going to tell you I meant to hurt you. I'm going to tell you. But even that's not okay. So I wanted to apologize and ask for your forgiveness. I want you to know that it's my heart's desire to serve God, to please God, and to serve his people. But I am still yet human. So there are times when my humanity shows up. And my hurt leads me to hurting someone. That's real talk. Um, but know this, that I'm ever a work in progress and God is always working on me. And I'm grateful for that because he doesn't give up on me and he doesn't give up on you. So when people give up on you, don't worry about it. You just keep pressing and allowing God to do what he's going to do. I've messed up. I've not always done things right. I've not always known how to do it. But God is growing me and changing me. And it's for that reason that I give other people that same grace. They may have done something to me, right? But I'm going to give them the grace to grow and change. With that said, God said I got to unblock some people. God said I got to unblock some people. He told me this last night. I was like, I'm not unblocking them. Because God, I do a lot of stuff you say, but that one right there, I'm good on. Okay? But I'm always going to do everything in my power to obey God and be in his will. I don't want to miss anything because I got somebody blocked. No, I don't. I don't want to miss something that God has for me because I refused to unblock somebody. Angel number 1919. Didn't I call that number earlier? I called that number earlier, didn't I? When it was 199, angel number 1919. Oh my God. God is so hilarious and has such an amazing sense of humor. I'm going to say amazing as I don't know what other word to say. Angel number 1919. It's time to put your faith in the divine realm and get ready for something new and innovative to shake up your life. This number sequence is closely related to personal growth, positive energy, and using your intellect and initiative to create something new and meaningful. It reminds you to believe in yourself, let go of self-doubt, and ditch any limiting beliefs that are holding you back. It is a symbol of new beginnings, boldness, boldness, courage, adventurous spirit, and resolution of personal issues in one's life journey. My God, today, it represents closure and creativity. It means you have all the imagination and skills you need to start living as your truest, best self. Wow, God. Wow. It's all about partnership and working together as a team. Whether it's partnerships that are part of a business or romantic relationship or friendship, it carries good news. And the good news is God loves us right where we are, just like we are. But his love does not absolve us of a responsibility to grow and to be willing to become the best and truest version of ourselves, the version that he created us to be. He loves you right where you are, but you staying there says a lot about your love for him. If you love him, obey his commands. And that means loving one another and loving him enough to make the necessary changes and adjustments. I don't know if y'all think that the stuff that I love you, sis. I love you. I don't know if y'all think that the stuff that I say on here is easy or if it's just words, but it's not either one of them. There are many things that I've had to say that I would prefer not to say, particularly as it relates to me. I have exposed myself in a way that is extremely quite uncomfortable that people can use against me, but I still have to do it. And I have to do it because God said so. It's not to impress people or to prove something to people or any of that, but God is thickening my skin because where I'm going, I got to have thick skin. I can't crumble under every little thing. I can't. I can't crumble because somebody don't like me or somebody says something bad about me. See, God can call you to be a star, a light that's up high that everybody can see. And you think that there's some people that don't say, well, I don't even know why she's shining like that. Who does she think she is to be shining like that? Like it's always something. It's the call. It's the call. So back to the 111. God said there are those who are called to sow a 111 seed. And that 111 seed is designed to show your faith and your belief in him that you are going to have that new beginning, that you are headed towards that new beginning, that change is going to come. 111, new beginnings, closure of old things, going into the new. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's okay, right? I say everybody. There's some of you that something leapt inside of you when I said that. You know, just listening to it, you're like, ooh, I felt that, right? And if that's you, sow the seed, right? There are many ways that you can sow the seed. You can use Cash App, $DRV Johnson 777. Or if you need to do it by card, I can send you an invoice and you can do it. You can even use Afterpay and pay it over 8 weeks, 4 payments, like however you need to do it. This seed is not for me. It's for me, but it's not for me. It's for you. There's something God is trying to get into your hands. Let him get it there. If you can't sow 111, but you want to sow something, sow, right? You know, I think we get so caught up in not wanting to give people our money. But I'm going to tell y'all couldn't pay me enough money to cover the cost of what I pour out. because you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box, but it cost me a lot. And it cost me a lot every time I opened the box up and began to allow some of it to come out. It costs. It costs. So if that's you, go ahead and sow. Know this. Know that I absolutely love you to life and life more abundantly, whether you ever sow a seed or not. My prayer is that you're getting something that's going to assist you in your growth and your development, that you might become who God has called you to be, to officially walk in the calling that's on your life, and that you might live a purposed life so that you can get to your destiny. And let's not just get stuck in purpose. Let's be destiny driven in our journey towards the promise. Look, I love you guys. To life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be blessed.